Okay, today we're playing a game on Volskaya Industries. The average SR of this game was 2,529, and we will be playing about half the game as Winston and about half the game as Roadhog. And our current team composition is Winston, Reaper, Junkrat, Tracer, Moira, and Mercy. So we've only got one tank, which is not the end of the world. I do find only having one tank is more of an issue on the 2 CP maps, because you have to actually have the presence to be able to, like, get through the choke point, and then you have to actually have staying power on the point, which I find is harder if you only have one tank, especially if it's one of the softer tanks like Winston. But simultaneously, it doesn't really matter that much, because team comp doesn't really start to matter until, like, very high SR, when everybody can reliably be expected to know how to play their hero anyway. So let's start the game anyway. So we're attacking Volskaya Industries. By the way, we're going to be here for a while. I don't know if you've noticed, but the timeline is 25 minutes, basically. So it's a long one, as most 2 CP maps tend to be. So they have a Symmetra. We're playing Winston. This is great news for us. They also have a Torbjorn. That's his name. There we go. The Oompa Loompa, you know. So, currently, we're just sort of getting murdered in the choke point. We can't actually jump in because we don't have our bubble yet, so us standing in the middle of the choke point like that is just asking to die. And even if we don't die, we gave their DPS a lot of ult charge off of us doing that when we weren't expecting to go in anytime soon. So now we're in. We've managed to break Torbjorn's turret, amazingly, as Winston, who would have guessed. Granted, he was building a new one. And then, unfortunately, we sort of get pinned out of nowhere by Reinhardt. This is known to happen. Reinhardt just sometimes you just get pinned. It's okay, though. Mercy's in the game. And even though we died in a pretty inconvenient place to be rezzed, we still got rezzed. So the enemy team, they have a lot of static defenders on their team, so once Torbjorn lost his turret, and we cleared out most of Symmetra's turrets, they were gonna have a lot of trouble actually winning the fight, because at that point they're starting to run low on actual DPS. And Symmetra never got to put her teleporter down, which is also terrible, so we got the checkpoint. Within a minute. Great. Awesome. So this is like a nightmare situation, really, when you push tab and you're playing Winston, and you see that one of them has changed to Bastion, but you're still really good against everyone else on their team, because then it's like, well, I want to keep playing Winston because he's good against most of their team, but it's really hard to play around Bastion as Winston. Because as long as the enemy team are just, like, anywhere near the vicinity of the Bastion, it makes it very difficult to actually do anything. And, the thing is, no tank is that good against Bastion. The best one against Bastion is Roadhog, because you can hook him out of turret form and then kill him. But you can't really pick Roadhog as your only tank, so it doesn't really work out. So we are going around the backside with Tracer, and with her, we will break the teleporter in here. Not the teleporter, the shield generator. If Symmetra ever puts down a teleporter during the second checkpoint of Volskaya, or any 2 CP map, something's gone terribly wrong. Because the only time I've ever really seen that happen is, like, you're losing the checkpoint, and then the Symmetra puts the teleporter down right on top of the point, like, maybe they won't break it immediately and our team will actually get back out here. Doesn't usually work. So we have put our teleporter. Yeah, that's what Winston has. We put our shield down over here. We're not really being attacked yet, and we don't need it to get the shield generator. Yeah, there's some turrets in there, but that's not really a big concern. We'd rather have our shield right now, because now we're actually fighting. I wouldn't recommend going this way, because we're almost dead at this point. It's not much better, but I would suggest jumping over, Junkrat and trying to get out through there. You can always, and the shield's almost off cooldown, so. Because the way we're going, we're likely to go past Bastion and the rest of the team and get killed. If we just, like, wait a little bit, we can try and jump over Junkrat, put our shield down in the doorway so you can't shoot around it, and then we can try and just vamoose back out the back way and in towards the large health kit. Because going back out towards the point is pretty likely to get you killed, because this is where most of them are going to be, and Bastion's probably out here, and indeed, they are out here, including Bastion. I'm not going to tell you the other way was an extremely likely chance of survival, but I think it was a better chance than going back towards the objective. Either way, we had gotten the shield generator, which is sort of the important thing. So we pop our ult, like, way mad early. Full health, on the trap, only one dude out here. No, God, so much voice. Jesus. And now, this is not a legal maneuver, really, to run straight at the Winston. God damn, English is a hard language. It's not really a legal maneuver to run straight at the Bastion as Winston, even if you're in Primal Rage, because he'll still, like, chew through you. Granted, yeah, you want to contribute, but it's just, it doesn't work. But it did work, so what do I know? We only almost died. So we captured both of the checkpoints, which is great, but as you can see, they're going to do it as well, because how else would this video be 25 minutes in length? So yeah, you know, 2 CP, you know how it is. So our team is going for something similar to what they went for, though we also have an Orisa. I think that person stays on Orisa. We've got an Ana as well. They had an Ana, but their Ana changed to Junkrat, I think. You know, because, you know, they were probably like, got no DPS, which is what people always say, because that's the easy thing to point at and be like, they're not dying, so obviously our team is not doing enough damage to kill them. I find that is very rarely the actual problem, but it is the easiest thing to point at, right? They didn't die, you kill people by doing damage to them. So because they didn't die, clearly our DPS are trash. Usually the issue is a little bit more nuanced than that, but you know how people are. So we've elected to continue playing Winston on defense, which is not that risky, because Winston is good against a lot of people that are popular on attack. For example, Genji. Here's Genji. We're gonna run after Genji and try to bully him. And we will indeed kill him eventually. They're trying to get in. We're following this Moira back. We'll never kill the Moira, but we're occupying her and Mercy, which is just as good as killing them, frankly. So they also have a Tracer. So we, of course, don't kill Tracer, usually, as Winston, because assuming equal skill, the Tracer will win 10 times out of 10. But we are very good at zoning Tracer. So we know they've got Genji and they've got Tracer, so we've got to be looking for those people. But first we're going to bully this diva to death, as one does when they're playing Winston. So, and now they're doing, there's a lot of staggering. You'll notice that that diva just died massively out of sync with the rest of their team. Now they've got a Pharah. It's okay. We're still okay against Pharah as Winston as well, because we can do, like, guaranteed damage to the Pharah. And the Mercy, because if someone's picking Pharah, there's a Mercy on the team. There should be a Mercy on the team anyway, but you know what I mean. Here's Genji, we want Genji, we're on Genji's face. Genji's not very happy about it. Genji's dead now, and it's a sign from the gods. We got the magic number in fire for killing him. Wonderful. It's a good omen for the rest of the game. So we've almost got Primal Rage, which is not terribly helpful. I don't know why Orisa's done that. She must have misclicked that, right? Because, like, there's nothing happening right now, really, but she put the bongo down anyway. That must have been a misclick, surely. The fight's already, like, over. Maybe not. You know how people be. So, not that it matters. The bongo is not the greatest ultimate in the entire world. We don't have that many, like, great ultimates on our team, I suppose, because configuration tank is not that fantastic, honestly. You know, very rarely does a Bastion win a game because he made a big configuration tank play. It's usually because the enemy team suicided on the Bastion like 12 times. So we didn't misalign the jump, we got bumped as we were jumping forward, which is very unfortunate. I think I just saw somebody sliding off. in the side? Yeah, we can see D.Va going off that way. We saw her very briefly. We're not great at killing D.Va until she's low on health anyway as Winston, so... There are people better qualified for that than us on our team. Now, they have a Reaper, though. We've just seen Reaper right on the payload, the point right next to us. Very scary, obviously. We're playing Winston. It's okay. You know, as long as we don't jump on the Reaper, he doesn't usually kill you. Oh, Mercy's over there and all sleepy. I would still kill the Mercy. We're like, kill everybody else. I would still kill the Mercy, just because... If you don't kill actually everyone else before Mercy wakes up, that's not usually adequate, but it's alright. She just got fucked over there. Don't have to worry about it. In general, being nano-boosted as Winston in Primal, this is a waste of coalescence. If you get nano-boosted as Winston, you don't really want to use Primal Rage, because it's actually a lot harder to kill people with Primal Rage once you use, Let me start that sentence again. It's a lot harder to kill people when you're nano-boosted as Winston if you use Primal Rage. Because, yeah, that one punch is going to do a lot of damage, but if you send them flying, it's going to be hard to keep killing them. So, unfortunately, we lost Bastion and Mercy, which is just an ill sign of things to come. And because we don't really have that many good ultimates, it's very hard to, like, kill the momentum they've built up, right? Overwatch is a game that's very based around ultimates, and we have very few good ultimates, right? We've got... Push tab again. We've got Junkrat's Tire, and we've got Valkyrie. Those are our two good ultimates, right? Because then what else have we got? We got Primal Rage. We've got Supercharger. We've got Nano Boost, but none of the good combos with Nano Boost. And then we got Configuration Tank, which is like our third best ultimate, which is very sad. So if they, and just also generally, unless Bastion gets to kill like their entire team, they're gonna start bowling over us pretty easily, because we don't really have that much presence aside from that, because, like, yeah, this boy does a lot of damage. That's kind of what our team is based around. Winston and Orisa, not overwhelmingly great combination of tanks, because, yeah, Orisa does damage, yeah, but she's not very good at, like, holding her ground versus a team like this, and then we as Winston can't bring very much to fighting these people. Granted, we've not had an opportunity to switch prior to this either, and their team has just slowly become worse to play against as Winston. But if we lose Bastion, we're pretty fucked, because the rest of our team doesn't have any presence. Our front line is very soft. Our only other DPS is Junkrat, who is not gonna do much against that team either, honestly. And then, you know, we got an Ana. It's very sad, honestly, to have an Ana when there's nobody to combo Nano Boost with. So, once you lose Bastion with a team comp like that, you're pretty fucked. In general, also, like, because of how weak our front line was, we were very reliant on Bastion killing everyone, basically. But that's how most Bastion comps are. So now we're playing Roadhog, so we've got Roadhog and Orisa, which according to Reddit is the best combination of tanks in the game. Yeah, in the Overwatch League that's probably true, but in the actual ladder I find that usually the Orisa and the Roadhog aren't good enough to actually have that much presence. So, there goes D.Va, she's flying away like a bitch, as we proclaimed. We've lost Bastion and Reaper spinning on us, but it's okay. Once Reaper starts spinning on a tank, he does less damage than if he just shot you, so it's no big deal, honestly. Now, a lot of things are happening. It's very hard for them to kill us at this point, because they've lost Reaper. So, we can stay out here on the objective for a long time, but unfortunately now the rest of our team are kind of getting killed around us. This is the thing with Roadhog, is you yourself can't do much to protect people. Once Reaper died, there was no real risk of us dying, but unless we kill people really quickly, everybody's just going to kind of get killed around us. And this is the thing with Roadhog, is that you have to kill people, basically. That's like how you control space as Roadhog. Yeah, you got a scary presence and all that, but you gotta kill people. Tried to go for the Rudy Tooty Whiz Bang Shooty, but unfortunately got killed right as we started using it. Is the only chance you had, so you might as well. So now we're going to play Roadhog for the first part of this round, or do we change to Winston again? I wouldn't recommend changing to Winston.
No, Bastion's actually fine. That's fine too. That's fine.
Okay, we're staying on Roadhog. Alright. I could have just skipped forward, but the suspense, you know. So, our team, again, largely the same thing, but now we also have a Torbjorn as our other DPS, so now we have the same comp they had, basically, where we're a lot of static defenders, so if Bastion dies, we're gonna have trouble standing our ground, especially if they then also kill Torbjorn. In general, this is like an awful team comp to pick versus the team comp they just had. Because think about what they just were. They were just Reaper and... They were just Diva, Reaper, Pharah, Mercy, Moira, Zarya. Like, this is a terrible comp versus that comp because we've got nothing that can actually kill Pharah. And Pharah's just gonna bully our static defenders. Zarya almost got killed by those turrets that she had no right to die to, but oh no, we've lost Bastion. And Torbjorn's currently building another turret. We're now being attacked by Reaper. And we did not successfully kill Reaper. They came at us with the exact same team composition that they did a minute ago, and why would they change? It is the team comp that worked for them. So, our team comp was, like, terrible. So, that's a contributing factor right there. We should have been more vigilant for the Reaper, because Reaper play on Volskaya Industries is very, very standard. You come out the door, you go left, you teleport around the backside, and then you flank them, and that's exactly what they did. He also went around with Diva, it looked like, because we kind of turned around and we were like, oh fuck, Bastion just got killed by Reaper and Diva. So, we should have been more vigilant for that, because seeing as that their team comp worked for them quite well, we can expect none of them to change. Which is why everybody picking the heroes they chose to pick was terrible. But because we can expect them to come at us with a Reaper again, because it worked for them, we've got to be vigilant for it. Because we as Roadhog can kill Reaper, but we have to focus the Reaper if we're gonna actually kill him, because otherwise he kills you as Roadhog. So we've almost got our ultimate, which is cool and all, but oh no, here comes the bomb. We start taking a breather. Got Reaper because he was more focused on the shield generator than us. If he chose to kill us, we would have probably lost right there, honestly. Because the only reason we killed him was because he was focusing on the shield generator rather than us. Whereas if he killed us first, he would have killed us and the shield generator, and then we wouldn't be able to come out here and do this. And Reaper would be around, probably have also killed Mercy, blah 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 blah. So, right there is where Reaper could have probably won the game, if he just focused us first. If you can kill the people around the shield generator or the teleporter, then you can just break it for free, right? Because then they can't stop you. Because they're dead. Granted, it's a bit scarier if it's a teleporter, because the rest of their team might come out of the teleporter, but he could have killed both of us. He could have killed us, the shield generator, and probably won the round. So they don't have that much time left. Granted, they didn't use that many ultimates during that push either. They now have a Genji. Pharah changed because she was getting killed by Widowmaker. So, Reaper's behind us right now. He's been outed because of Infrasight, so sad times for Reaper. And this is the thing with Reaper, you can't really get out very easily once you're in. He should have just, like, sprinted to the point and tried to Wraith form, like, back out this way. Maybe he could have, like, teleported out, but, like, he was fucking dead to rights, basically, at that point. Which is the downside Reaper has as a flanker compared to the other two, or the other three. He is a slow boy. So once he's in, it's hard to get out. and you gotta account for getting out. But when you just get found because they used Infrasight, it's very sad. I've been that Reaper before. So they're coming in right now. We've killed Zarya right at the start of the fight. She did this, but they didn't have the greatest combo in the world. They had a combo, certainly, and things are looking scary. Oh, Reaper's spinning over there. Oh no, everybody's dying. Everybody's dying. It's okay, Tracer's out here stalling. They're pretty bad, actually, so, you know, it might take them a while to kill the Tracer. And everybody's coming back around. We're choosing to stay Roadhog because we almost have our ultimate. And fair enough, because it doesn't look like they're about to win. But it is a little spooky to play a slow hero in this kind of situation. But they indeed don't kill people very decisively, so when we get back out here, we get to use the Rudy Tooty Whiz Bang Shooty. Moira's skulking over in the corner. Like, at this point, they've lost the fight because they've run out of ultimates, and we're starting to regain presence on the point, and they don't have... like, Mercy is using Valkyrie right now. They don't have, like, 12 ultimates to fight us off with. It's just not gonna happen. So, now, we are attacking them. Again, we have decided that we're going to run dive based off of that. It is not terribly surprising. I mean, you know, this is 2018. Briefly been 2018. We're in enlightened species now. If we're attacking, we usually play a dive comp. It could go better. I won't lie. It could go better. So they have a Symmetra again. Very exciting. We're playing Winston. We're great at killing good at killing Winston. God damn, English is a hard language. We're good at killing Symmetra. We're not good at killing Winston or Bastion. So that we're not allowed to do that. Just look that Bastion in the eye and try to slink past him. No, that one's not allowed. In general, I find it's usually a better idea on Volskaya Industries to come out the right-hand side, because if they're gonna run something like this, they always sit in this corner. And in general, people just do that, right? Like, if they've got Soldier or whatever, they're over here. People sit on this side of the truck. So if you come up the right-hand side, it's way harder for you to get killed from that position, because, I mean, there's, like, this wall in the way. So you can, like, play the peeking game if you want, but if you also want to rush past, you can just, like, straight across like that. You're in view for way less, and way less time. And it's just hard for them to do damage to you on this side, because this big old wall is in the way. And if they're a really static team like this, it's a very laborious process for them to actually, like, move around that side, right? And they basically can't, because if they pick up and start to move around there, you can just rush in while they're moving and kill them. So, it's better to come around this side, usually, is the moral, because it's hard for you to get killed, it's hard for them to do damage to you, and if you're trying to just rush past them, you can. Or, also, if you see an opportunity, you can just come around the corner and try to kill them, because you just sort of come around the corner and you're on top of them. For example, also, if they've got, like, a static-y comp like that and you're playing Reinhardt, and Bastion's in the doorway, if you come up around the right-hand side, you can just come around the corner with your shield up, and walk into the Bastion, and then pin him against the wall. Because Reinhardt is good against Bastion, if you can get to the Bastion. That's the key point. Because if you get up to the Bastion, pin him against the wall and he's dead. And if you can come around a corner like that on the Bastion, it's very easy to actually pin him. So, their team is very scary to play Winston against, even though they have, because they have a Bastion, and they have the two hard tanks to kill. They have a Symmetra, which is great and all, but the rest of it's pretty scary. So we have managed to kill Mercy, which is usually a good sign, but then everyone suicides on the Bastion. We've killed the Bastion eventually, but they put a teleporter down. So, unfortunately, even though we got there in the end, they're gonna reinforce way faster than we are, so we're gonna end up losing the fight anyway. And now the team's tilted, right? Because we were feeling good, we were like, we can't do this. This is not a legal maneuver. At that point, don't even bother, because the teleporter at that point has got, like, 2 charges in it, at best, right? Like, it barely even matters that it's there anymore. In fact, if the teleporter is very low on charges, it is better to leave it alive, because Symmetra can't start building up another ultimate while her ultimate is on the ground. So if you know the teleporter only has 1 or 2 charges left in it, it's usually better to leave it there, because if you break it, but then don't immediately win the fight after that, Symmetra's just going to build up another teleporter and put it down with 6 charges. Whereas if you leave the one alive with, like, 1 charge, it's like, alright, you know, if you pick someone, they can get back quicker, but, like, that's it. Symmetra can't put down another ultimate while hers is still on the ground. So, at that point, it's not even worth trying for it. We also weren't allowed to anyway from that position, but if it's really low on charges, it's usually actually better to leave it alive. So, we're changing off of Winston right now, because it's hard to play Winston against that team, where Roadhog is better against that team. Because we can hook that boy, we can hook all the other boys. It's going to be a little hard for us to kill the Symmetra turrets, but, like, that's the least of our concern relative to the rest of their team. So Mercy just got picked off, which is a terrible sign for us, but we've managed to get in anyway. So here's the thing, though, right? Our team is all tilted at this point, because we were feeling good. We were like, fuck yeah, we captured both checkpoints with, like, 5 minutes to spare at the end of it. And then, oh no, they captured 2 as well, and then they ended up capturing 3 and a little bit, which is not the end of the world, because we still had a lot of time. But then we lost the first push versus the team that's full of heroes that tilt people when they die to them, right? Somebody dies to Bastion, they are immediately tilted by that Bastion. And then if they see that their team comp is like Junkrat, Bastion, Symmetra, people are like, oh, fucking cheese, and then they get tilted. And as we all know, the team that tilts first is the team that loses. So, we've managed to slip around the backside as Roadhog, which is great and all, and Roadhog is not the best at this. We managed to sneak up on the Bastion, which was, we shouldn't have gotten that far. The fact we got that far was miraculous in and of itself, but D.Va managed to actually save the Bastion's life, because we had him dead to rights. I was like, Roadhog's not very good at this, but we've managed to sneak up on the Bastion, so that's great, and then, nope, D.Va saved him. Sad times. So Mercy's fucking dead, and she's very upset about it. Listen to that one.
Shit.
Not happy about that one. This is why you don't kind of, like, hang out in the choke point if you're playing somebody like this, you know? Has our D.Va changed to Junkrat? Yes, our D.Va has changed to Junkrat. So now our only tank is Roadhog, which is really, really bad. The thing is, there's no good tank to pick in this situation, really, because it's hard to play Winston against that team, because they are vastly things that are good against Winston. D.Va isn't much better than Winston versus a team comp like that, because Bastion's still gonna fucking kill you, right? Like, this is still an issue that you have to deal with. The Orisa is vastly inadequate. Attacking as Orisa's your only tank? Oh, good heavens, no. Roadhog is not really a tank, you know, like, he's an off-tank. Zarya is also an off-tank. They're terrible as solo tanks. So, the only option we're really left with is Reinhardt. Reinhardt's also really bad against that team comp, though, because Orisa, Junkrat, Bastion. That barrier's gonna break really fast. There's no fantastic option to... That's very unfortunate. Count your shots. Honestly, I'd keep playing Roadhog against this team, because none of the other tanks are a good option, right? Like, we changed to Reinhardt eventually. It's a bad choice. Like, you're not gonna get anywhere near that comp as Reinhardt. It's just not gonna happen. They're gonna break your shields so fast. And they have so many shields as well, right? So, Winston's bad, D.Va's bad, everybody's bad. In the situation where everyone is bad, you're better off just picking the hero that has the highest chance of just winning by himself, basically, and that's Roadhog. So here we shouldn't use take a breather, because, like, currently both of our healers are fully healing us right now. We're not gonna die. Now we're in a lose-lose situation where we can go backwards and die to the bomb, or we can run forward and die to their team. As you can hear, Mercy's very upset. So, when you're in a situation where no one is really good, you're better off just picking someone that's like, well, I might win because they're bad and I punished them. Like, if Bastion oversteps his boundaries and we're playing Roadhog, we kill him. Great times. Easy. And then we can try and move over them with the momentum we've gained. In general, just like Roadhog, we can pick these people off, maybe, you know, and get something out of that. We're gonna go change to Reinhardt right now. It's a bad choice. It's not gonna work. And there's no good tank, right? Like, no tank is good in this situation. And our team are super tilted at this point. We've already lost. We've already lost because our team have been tilted into orbit at this point because we've been grinding against these people forever and it's not been working. Everybody's tilted. Everybody's upset. There's no good hero for us to pick. It's all terrible. It's all terrible. No, there's a lot of things fucking you over. My boy, sorry? Is that your name? No, Bori. Okay. Bori, Junkrat is the least of your concerns right now. The thing that's fucking y'all over is your team comp is bad versus this team comp. That nobody's dying because your team comp is bad. And it's not just Junkrat's fucking you up, right? Like, Orissa's not dying. Junkrat's not dying, Bastion's not dying, Mercy's not dying, Symmetra's not dying, Junkrat's the least of your problems. But also, y'all are mad tilted, that's also an issue, and now y'all are just staggering yourselves as well, which is making it even worse, because there's been a mad staggering happening over this round in general. So we're pretty fucked. Oh look! Killed Bastion! Oh, no. Now we got the Mercy. But, Mercy already res Bastion. Oh god, oh Jesus, he's coming at us with in tank form. Oh no. It's a terrible situation if he's playing Reinhardt. Granted, I do, like, even though it's mad stressful and you know you're gonna die, I kinda like being in these situations where you're just, like, holding your shield up and, like, turning, blocking a bunch of shit from people. Because it always feels slightly like being in Dragon Ball Z, right? Where they're just throwing shit at you, and you're just like, no. But then they walk into you and kill you, so it ends very promptly. But I do like being in the situation where you're like, block like 12 things happening all around you. But yeah, we're fucked. Symmetra's alive, nobody broke teleporter people back. Oh god, I respect the attempt. I respect the attempt. It wasn't gonna work. Was our shield off cooldown when we got revived? Yeah. Like, hold the shield up and get as much mileage out of it as you can, because you gotta try and get as close to that Bastion as possible before you start trying to pin him. The best chance you had was to try and pin him, but, like, use the shield to try and get closer, but, yeah, we're fucked. In the email, you, had said that you didn't really know why you lost specifically, and insight on that was specifically asked for. The key issue that I see it was people did not, like, on our second defense, people did not adapt very well to what was going to happen, right? Because they changed to Pharah, Reaper, and all that, and then they captured both checkpoints with that team comp. They're not gonna change off of that team comp because that's the team comp that just worked for them. And then we picked a bunch of heroes that are bad against those heroes, right? Because we had nothing that could kill Pharah. Pharah broke Torbjorn's turret. Reaper and Diva, between them, killed Bastion. And then at that point, we're fucked because we've got no DPS left anymore. We've lost Bastion. Torbjorn's missing his turret, so he's only half a hero now. So we're fucked, and they roll over us there. Then, we'd stall them out in the second checkpoint, yeah. But now, we have to capture the first checkpoint, and we can't even draw at that point, because they got far enough up that we have to beat them or lose. So, because people did not adapt very well to what they had just seen, in fact, they adapted very poorly, they adapted in the wrong direction. we saw what they did, and then we picked things that are worse against it. So we lost that checkpoint, then they captured some of the second checkpoint. That in and of itself is not the sole reason that we lost, because obviously we still had 5.5 minutes left to attack with. The problem then is we didn't win the first push. And part of that was the fact we tried to run through the doorway in front of Bastion, and that didn't work. But, like, realistically, we probably were going to lose that push regardless of that. But then we didn't win the first push. So then, our team started to tilt. And then it's just down from that point onwards. So, here's how I see the loss happening. Failure to adapt to what the enemy team was doing, and then tilt. The reason most people lose Overwatch games, tilt. And then the thing is, we pick Winston, again, then when we attack after that. The thing is, at that point, if you go multiple rounds on a 2CP map, people are very likely to start picking things like Bastion, right? Because the desperation starts to set in on people, or they're like, we can cheese them, right? Because, and they did it as well during the first defense round, right? They had a Bastion, they had a Symmetra and all that. Like, they had basically the same thing first round, so we could make the call beforehand that Winston probably won't be very good because they're likely to continue picking things like Bastion, right? And then they went super in on it, right? Like, they had Bastion, Reinhardt, Orisa. The Reinhardt changed to Diva, but, you know, they were pretty in on it initially. So, maybe we say picking Winston during the last attacking round out of the gate wasn't a very good idea. We could have just picked Roadhog in anticipation of there being a Bastion. But the fact we didn't win the first push basically guaranteed our team was going to tilt in that situation. Because they were already kinda upset, and they got really upset really quickly, and then it just compounds in on itself. But the one thing that I'm really, like, pointing at, like, that's a mistake, was, they won with a Pharah. They won with this Pharah Reaper comp, right? This Pharah, Diva, Reaper, Zarya, Moira, Mercy comp. They're probably gonna pick it again. Let's pick a bunch of things that are weak to Pharah. And if we lose Bastion and Torbjorn, we're fucked. And that's exactly what happened. With the slight adaptation, that completely turned around. Because our Torbjorn, I think, changed to Widowmaker. No. I think Torbjorn changed to Ana. Somebody changed to Widowmaker. And they killed the Pharah. And the Pharah changed to Genji. That small adaptation alone already completely fucked them up, because then Reaper wasn't enough. There was then, like, Reaper and Genji, overall pretty low damage comp. They couldn't actually get enough presence and kill people. So this has been a very long and rambling point, but the team comp is the main issue that I see losing this game, and then it was just a downward trend from there. Because as soon as one thing goes wrong, people immediately tilt, and then it's just a downward spiral from that point on. This is the thing with Overwatch, is the team that loses first usually tilts, and then it's very hard to win at that point. Anyway, team comp though. Failure to adapt and tilt. So, thank you very much for watching. If you did, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer, and I hope you found the video helpful. Jesus Christ, what a rambling video.